Welcome to this explainer where we are tackling one of the absolute most hotly debated topics in all of nutrition, carbohydrates. Look, for the last 2 decades, deeply ingrained diet culture has essentially conditioned us to view carbs as the ultimate enemy, right? We blame them for weight gain, for that daily 3 p.m. sluggishness, and just general unhealthy eating habits. It's left so many of us staring at our dinner plates, completely wondering what we are actually supposed to eat. But today, we're going to strip away the fear and ask a pretty fascinating question. Might the vibrant, unassuming sweet potato just be the healthiest carb out there?
So you've probably noticed this weird contradiction. We've been conditioned by diet trends to literally run from carbohydrates. Yet, at the exact same time, sweet potatoes have emerged as this massive dietary staple for elite athletes, fitness enthusiasts, and wellness creators. How does that make sense? Are they genuinely a nutritional superfood, or are we just looking at another fleeting diet trend that's going to completely fade in a few years? Well, let's break down the science.
Okay, the absolute crucial point here is understanding that not all carbs are villains. It's a huge misconception. The type of carbohydrate dictates exactly how your body reacts to it. Highly processed carbs, your sugary cereals, chips, white bread, they hit your system incredibly fast. They cause your blood sugar to spike rapidly, which triggers this massive release of insulin, and that leaves you with empty calories and a sudden, crashing hunger shortly after eating. Complex carbs, on the other hand, they act as sustainable fuel. Because they are whole, unprocessed foods, they digest slowly, they're incredibly nutrient-dense, and they provide steady, long-lasting energy without throwing you on that awful insulin roller coaster.
Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start by looking at the great carb debate. Then we'll peek inside the nutritional powerhouse of the sweet potato, explore its full-body health benefits, compare sweet versus regular potatoes, and finally, wrap up with the best ways to actually eat them.
Section 1. The Great Carb Debate. Let's dig into how we develop this cultural fear surrounding carbohydrates and what the science actually has to say about it.
This hits on a fundamental truth that often gets ignored. Our bodies actually prefer carbs for energy. Your brain and your muscles are literally engineered to run efficiently on glucose. The real issue is the processing. When you choose a whole food complex carbohydrate like a sweet potato, you are giving your body exactly the kind of unrefined fuel it naturally thrives on. Think of it like building a campfire. It's the difference between throwing a giant, solid oak log on a fire for a steady, all-night burn versus tossing a cup of gasoline on it for a quick, really dangerous flash.
Section 2. Inside the nutritional powerhouse. It's time to break down this vegetable from the inside out and uncover exactly why it holds such an elite status in the wellness world.
You know that bright orange color? It isn't just for show. It's actually a visual indicator of powerful immune-boosting antioxidants actively at work. We're talking about beta-carotene. Your body takes this plant pigment and converts it into vitamin A, which acts as this incredible natural shield. It works relentlessly, right down at a cellular level, to maintain healthy vision, reinforce your skin barrier, protect your mucous membranes, and actively hunt down those pesky free radicals to reduce overall inflammation in your body. And hey, it definitely doesn't stop at vitamin A. To put this into perspective, just a single cup of boiled sweet potato fulfills massive chunks of your other daily requirements. You're getting 34% of your daily vitamin C, which is absolutely essential for wound repair, collagen production, and keeping your immune system robust. You're also getting 20% of your daily vitamin B6. This is huge. B6 provides essential neurotransmitter support. It literally helps your brain produce serotonin and dopamine, keeping your mind sharp and effectively regulating your mood throughout the day.
But honestly, perhaps the most fascinating component here is resistant starch. This specific type of fiber literally resists digestion in your stomach and small intestine. It acts almost like a time-release capsule for your energy. Instead of being absorbed right away to spike your blood sugar, it travels all the way down to your colon, where it ferments and feeds your friendly, good bacteria. Those bacteria then release short-chain fatty acids, which send powerful signals to your brain that actively reduce your appetite. It's a remarkable biological mechanism that explains exactly why sweet potatoes keep you feeling full and energized for hours on end.
Section 3. Full body health benefits. Let's zoom out a bit and see how these microscopic nutrients translate into major, system-wide impacts.
We're talking heavy lifting across your entire system, from protecting the delicate cornea of your eye from UV light to soothing your internal digestion. The benefits are vast. Because of its low glycemic index, it gives you that sustained, crash-free energy we all desperately want.
Meanwhile, working behind the scenes, its high potassium levels are constantly flushing out excess sodium to regulate your blood pressure, and its rich prebiotics are actively fighting off gut infections to keep your microbiome perfectly balanced.
Now, if you thought all sweet potatoes were just orange, think again. There are actually over 400 varieties of sweet potatoes grown around the world. Crazy, right? They range from pale white and yellow all the way to vibrant deep purple. And those purple ones, they are uniquely packed with powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins, which are actually the exact same compounds found in blueberries. This makes them an emerging favorite in the scientific and wellness communities for their profound ability to protect against cellular aging and damage.
Let's look at a really interesting mechanical relationship here. Eating this vegetable actively lowers your blood pressure. How? Well, by promoting the release of nitric oxide in your body, your blood vessels literally relax and dilate. They expand to allow smoother blood flow, which significantly reduces the overall workload on your heart. In fact, a notable study from Japan showed that participants who simply incorporated boiled sweet potatoes into their daily routine for 3 months saw a clinically significant drop in their systolic blood pressure.
And speaking of powerful biological impacts, this next stat is genuinely wild. Scientists isolated an extract made from sweet potato leaves and tested it on mice. They found that it inhibited prostate cancer cell growth by an astonishing 90%. Plus, it cut overall inflammation in half. Now, let's be clear, because this was an animal study, we certainly can't call it a magic cure for humans just yet, but it is incredibly promising. It demonstrates that the antioxidant profile of this plant is so extraordinarily potent that it absolutely warrants deeper, extensive human trials in the ongoing fight against cancer.
Section 4. Sweet versus regular potatoes. So, how does our colorful hero stack up against the classic, beloved dinner table staple? Let's settle the rivalry once and for all. The truth is, neither is bad. Actually, scratch the whole good versus bad mindset entirely. They both fit perfectly into a balanced lifestyle. Regular potatoes are fantastic vehicles for vitamin C and potassium, and they have that comforting, savory flavor profile. But the sweet potato definitely takes the edge if your goal is long-lasting energy, more stable blood sugar control, and securing that incredible, massive daily dose of vitamin A. The real trick in the kitchen isn't agonizing over choosing between them, it's paying close attention to exactly how you prepare them. Section 5. Best ways to eat them. Let's move to the most important part of this explainer, translating all this incredible biochemistry into actionable, delicious daily routines.
Okay, the perfect prep protocol is actually quite simple, but it matters immensely. First, please keep the nutrient-rich skin on. Peeling them strips away a massive amount of the very fiber and antioxidants we just spent all this time talking about. Second, skip the unnecessary sugar or heavy oil glazes. Deep frying them destroys their nutritional value, and adding marshmallows or brown sugar just dumps empty calories onto an already naturally sweet food. Finally, stick to baking, boiling, or air frying. Interestingly enough, boiling them actually helps retain a significantly lower glycemic index compared to baking, because the water and heat interact with the starch structures in a way that prevents them from digesting too rapidly. It's a great little kitchen hack.
The best part? Healthy food absolutely doesn't have to be boring, and the sweet potato is incredibly versatile. You can eat it all day. Dice them up and toss them in a skillet for a savory, satisfying breakfast hash with eggs. For lunch, maybe cube and prep them alongside grilled chicken and quinoa for a meal that will power you straight through that afternoon slump. For dinner, throw them into a warm, spicy winter curry, or just toss some simple wedges into the air fryer when you need a comforting, healthy evening snack. This brings us to a vital reminder. Wellness isn't about perfectly cutting out carbs or punishing yourself with extreme diets. It's just about choosing natural, nutrient-rich foods consistently over time. You simply do not have to fear carbohydrates. By actively choosing whole, minimally processed options like the sweet potato, you are finally giving your body the complex fiber, the essential vitamins, and the steady, reliable energy it naturally craves to perform at its absolute peak. As we wrap up this explainer, consider how easily you can upgrade your next meal with this sweet, vibrant, nutritional powerhouse. Next time you look at your plate and feel a wave of guilt about adding a carbohydrate, ask yourself, are you right to be fearing the carb, or are you just missing out on the perfect superfuel? Make your next carb a complex one. Thanks for